Hello, and welcome to another episode of today. We're previewing the college basketball season, which started yesterday night. And we're gonna start with some big recruiting. So yesterday, our signed with Duke, and as of like 10 minutes ago, Romeo Langford just signed with Kentucky. Takes real quick on that.
Good pickup for my Wildcats, man. Good pickup. Shooting guard 6'5". Looking good. I mean, I haven't watched highlights on this kid yet. This is something I want to watch. Definitely want to have to watch a mixtape on later on to see how good this kid is. But pretty much was well recruited. It looked like by Kansas, Vanderbilt. Wow, Vanderbilt was on his list as a top three was Kansas, Vanderbilt, and Indiana. It's who they had him going to, as of 24/7 did. So actually, it's Kendall Johnson, who Kentucky. I said the wrong person. I
Kendall.
said Romeo Langford. Ooh,
Right.
see,
Kendall Johnson.
Kendall Johnson. Where's he at? Because I was about to say,
He's
I don't
a
see.
small forward out of Oak Hill.
Ooh, okay. We're going back to our roots, going back to Oak Hill. Okay, see now, still a shooting guard. So we can still say that. So let me backtrack. Wrong person, but Kendall Johnson, yeah. I'll have to watch it. I'll definitely have to watch. I'm still gonna watch it mixed up on that other kid though too. NC State. Wow, he had NC State too. So his top four were Kentucky, Maryland, NC State, and Texas. Uh, Definitely have to watch film on this kid. 6'6", 216, shooting guard. That's like Malik Monk size almost. Good size, good length. I like that. I'll go good with Emmanuel quickly. And I think his internet froze. If his internet froze, we'll just go skip right along and go into Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson, who everybody's been talking about, who is a big name recruit. Everybody has seen mixtapes on this kid. Zion is probably I think, could come out of high school instantly and play in the league. Um, a lot of people's got him going to Kentucky. A lot of people's got him going to Duke. A lot of people's got him going to North Carolina, and even Clemson and South Carolina. I think he might end up at Kentucky. Hopefully he does, for my sake. But if not, I think he'll. I think he'll definitely do good. See, it froze on you, and I kept going. So, but
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
internet's kind of. I
No,
don't
you're
know what
good.
the heck's
I
going
figured I
on.
was just sitting here talking about Zion Williamson. So his top three, like I said, is Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, Clemson, South Carolina is his top. I said top three, but that's his top schools. Like I said, Kentucky, but I seem shocking. Maybe some people maybe going to North Carolina or South Carolina. I can see it, but I feel like he might end up at Kentucky though.
I'm really feeling Kentucky, just because I think losing Barrett really. I think now they have to put everything on Williamson, and if his goal is NBA, to me, Kentucky is the better school. But him being so close to Clemson, I know when he was at the Clemson Auburn game, and all the football recruits were trying to push, saying, "Hey, we can make history for football and basketball." I don't think going to Clemson is going to change Clemson's program overnight, but
I mean, it might
um,
not change it overnight, but hold on, I'm sorry. Go Lynn Bowden, take it to the house, kickoff return for a touchdown almost. Sorry. Kentucky playing good. I'm sorry, they're playing good football. With Zion, like I said, I mean, if he goes to, I can see him going to Clemson. I mean, that's the thing. It's the point of, you I know, you got these football recruits, like you say, pushing to say to make history, and that's a lot, asking if he can wear numbers and retired numbers, and people's like, oh yeah, you come here, we'll take it down for you. Kansas, that's a sneaky team that everybody has to watch out for, because
Yeah.
I'll say this, Andrew Wiggins was all in on Kentucky when he committed to Kansas. He was all in on Kentucky, and boom, flipped his commitment to Kansas. I mean, granted that I think his mom went there and she was a basketball player there. But we lost on a big recruit, Andrew Wiggins, but I can see that. I can see Zion definitely going to Kansas if something was to ever happen, like if he flips between Kentucky, or even if he do for Kansas. Anything can happen. I don't see him signing until the late signing period, anyways.
Yeah.
He's not made up his mind. But other than basketball recruits, I mean, there's still a lot of recruits out here that like you said. I mean, you got RJ Barrett committed last night. You got Emmanuel Quickly who signed the other day. You got Reggie Perry who's going to Mississippi State. There's a lot of good guys. You got Bobo who's between Oregon and Kentucky pretty much. So either or. That's a toss up in the air too with him. Same with this Romeo Langford. I guess when I was looking at him, it looked like Vanderbilt was a top school for him. So we'll see. A lot of these kids got like 30 offers, man, and this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, and all these change overnight.
Yeah.
These ratings. So we'll definitely have to come back into this. A little bit later on in the college season. Once high school season gets going.
Yeah. Yeah.
These recruitings
Absolutely.
will definitely change. So
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of recruiting, my high school that I actually went to, the class of 2019, we have the top player in the nation. 24/7 actually ranked him a 99 as of right now. So his name's Wendell Moore. So just watch out for him
basketball.
as it gets closer. Yeah.
Let me check this out. 2019.
Yeah. Wendell Moore. He got an offer from Duke in 8th grade. So.
Ooh.
He's really, really good. Won the state championship last year.
So what, they got him as a 4-star? Is that what they got him as right now?
I think on ESPN, yeah. I think he's a 4-star. Okay. I don't know about 24/7.
Yeah, let me look at it real quick. What'd you say his last name was?
Moore. Wendell Moore.
Wendell Moore. Okay, let's make it sure. Oh, let's see. Internet 24/7 wants to be slow. Come on. Okay. Well, here's all the 4-stars. Which 24/7 probably hasn't updated it yet either.
Yeah.
But they usually have people higher than. Yeah, there he is, right there. Right there he is. He's got 17 offers. He's a 5-star.
Dang.
Sorry, I got a text. Wow. So Duke, North Carolina. It looks like Duke and North Carolina is his top 2 schools right now.
Yeah.
That he's looking at. But I mean, he's got offers from Florida State, Maryland, NC State, Ohio State, South Carolina, Wake Forest, Washington, Kansas. Hell, I mean, he even got one from Tennessee, Syracuse, Florida, Charlotte, Kentucky, Virginia, and Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
congratulations.
That Duke offer came in. Yeah, that Duke offer came in 8th grade. So.
He'll go to Duke.
Yeah.
He'll go to Duke. Yeah, if he got that in 8th grade, he's going to Duke. Because they've already got one signed up for next year too. Because I just seen that. But yeah, real quick while we're on the topic, let me see if this kid is on the 2018. I know he's on 2018. I want to see if he's on 24/7. I think he was a 4-star when I looked at him, but he's local from here. Up in Virginia.
What's his name?
And I'm trying to look at his name. I know he went to Georgetown. He committed to Georgetown. we're going to lose. What's channel's the Clemson game on? Look at that. We're in the
Uh,
middle of a football thing, basketball, and
yeah.
football's
So
on.
some bits
This
of.
is crazy.
Oh man, we might have the entire top four lose tonight.
That's gonna be nuts. Can Kentucky move up
See
and
what's.
get in the top four? We're 7-3. Come on, give us some love. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
it
playing.
looks like Florida State has the ball. About to score again.
Oh, what
Oh,
channel?
Jesus. It's on ESPN.
Oh, they're on ESPN. Okay. Let me flip that over there real quick. Okay, what's on commercial? Um, but I said, let's see. He committed to Georgetown. Um, I should have went by school. Let me go by school real quick. Oh, I can't do school. I thought I could do school right here. I'll go to the next page. Um, I thought he was a 4-star. Well, last looked at, he might be a 3-star right now.
Oh wow. And while you're looking, I just looking through ESPN's top 50. Just saw we had another top prospect in this class. He's 48th on ESPN's. He's already committed to UNC. I didn't even realize we had top players. I mean, I knew our school was good,
Right.
but I completely missed over him.
Let's see if I can just
Yeah, I just
find
printed. I just
Georgetown.
printed.
There it is. That's not him though, but we'll get to the Georgetown class. I think he's a point guard. Um, not 100% sure. But he just signed when the first day that you could actually sign your letter of intent. He actually signed, but he's from Gate City, Virginia. Little town in Virginia. I want to say there's maybe I know that there's a Kroger's, but there's no Walmart. So it shows you how little the town is. They do have a McDonald's and a KFC, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Mac, yeah, that's his name. Mac McClung. He's a 3-star from Gate City, Virginia, 6'2". He actually committed to he flipped his commitment. He decommitted from where did he decommit from? Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers. He was going to go to Rutgers and then he flipped his recruitment to Georgetown. That's him though. Jeez.
All right. But yeah, we'll definitely come back on recruiting as high school season takes underway. Because it's still kind of early to really project for a lot of the bigger names.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, unless they really give a time frame. I'm waiting to like when's National Signing Day for basketball? I know football is February.
It's around
It's like right before
March.
March Madness. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's during March Madness actually.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. It's around March, April. April, I know is the last. I don't know what day in April, like the date, um, but I know they got until a certain time, or it might be May, that they can sign, but it might be April. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they can start. Actually, National Signing Day is actually I think in April, though. But
Yeah.
they still got like a couple. Even if they don't sign on National Signing Day, I think they got maybe
Yeah.
a couple weeks after, and then they can pick. That's what Patrick Patterson did when he came to
Yeah.
Kentucky. I really thought he was going to go to West Virginia because I mean that's where he's from, obviously, but he's from Huntington, West Virginia. But when we was after him, and that's been years and years ago. But probably the only best recruit that Billy Gillespie ever brought in. But yeah, we thought we was going to lose out on him because I think at the time he's like a top 10. Yeah, he was a 5-star recruit. He came to Kentucky Played 3 years. I can give him that. Played 3 years as a 5-star recruit. Seen him play with a broken foot. Met him. I met him. Got his autograph over here on a jersey. Met him with a broken foot, and he played on that broken foot that day, and he was out for the rest of the year after that.
Wow. Yeah. So this news on that Clemson game, Florida State just scored again. It's 17-14.
17-14. Yeah, I just seen it. This crazy day in football.
Tell you what, this week's gonna be crazy. If it goes the way I'm looking at it, Auburn smashing Georgia, Mississippi State could upset Alabama. I still think Miami's going to beat. I don't think it would be an upset. I think Miami's the better team.
I do too. It's an upset because of the rankings.
With the rankings, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just real quick while we're addressing football real quick. When we were doing our predictions, I think it was last week, for Virginia Tech, Miami, I said Miami was nowhere not going to come anywhere close to beating Virginia Tech. I want to take that statement back. I underrated Miami. Or I overrated Virginia Tech, one of the two. But, yeah, Miami's legit. They really opened my eyes to how good they are.
Virginia Tech got beat by Georgia Tech today, just to throw that out there.
Yeah. Which really makes Clemson's win. That's the thing. Clemson's win over Louisville is no longer meaningful. And the win over Virginia Tech now looks like it's not going to be meaningful. Just because those two teams aren't as highly ranked as they were when we played them. We still beat top 15 teams, but
right.
But those win, and then NC State's win. I think our biggest win will be the Auburn one if they can end up beating number one. That'll help us out a lot. We still got to get by Florida State. There's like 6 minutes left, so.
Yeah, Kentucky just got to get past Vanderbilt right here. 41-14 with 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Hopefully we win this game. Hopefully there's I'm kind of worried over here, man. Kind of worried.
All right,
so I'm just glad. Go ahead.
So I guess we'll preview each conference. We'll start with the smaller conferences first. We got like the Big Seven, but first off, I actually, while researching all this, I think it was Jay Billis said that the NCAA needs to limit Division I teams like football did because there's too many Division I basketball teams. I think football has like 120 and basketball has like 400.
Yeah, was it 400 or 300?
It's like 350.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree with them because a lot of the smaller schools have no chance of winning. Could be, or they can do like what Division I in college football. They have two divisions or like two subdivisions, so you can do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you take like teams like, the MEAC.
Yeah.
You take the American East. You want to keep the Missouri Valley.
Like the Southern Conference. Well, Southern Conference is actually pretty good.
Like the Patriot League.
Yeah, the Patriot League. Or like Ivy Leagues.
Big South. The Southern League you keep because, I'm sorry, I mean, I live, of course, in Bristol, and ETSU is only 20 minutes away, so I do, pull for ETSU. So, no, keep them in Division I because they play very, very good. They really do. They schedule hard teams every year, and, I mean, they play Kentucky, for God's sakes, this year. So, and they made the tournament last year and almost beat Florida, and they stayed in the game. Like the Southland Conference, like those, you keep the Sun Belt, of course. The Summit League, you can throw it in there in one of the divisions, the Colonial League, the same way, and keep some of these like the Horizon, the West Coast, the WAC, and you can throw the Ivy League in there, and then the MAACC, and then the Mid American you keep too, if you want. But yeah, some of these schools you need to limit it, almost because everybody pretty much keeps tabs on the ACC, the Atlantic 10. I mean, a lot of people do watch Atlantic 10 basketball.
Yeah.
The Ohio Valley, same way. A lot of people love Ohio Valley basketball. Pac-12, Big 12, the Big E. Well, I mean, I guess it's still I don't know why we still call it the Big East, but we can call it the Big East. The SEC, a lot of people keep tabs on it because, Big Ten. What else we got here? Conference USA. Wow, and the WAC. Oh, not the WAC. The West Coast Conference. And that West Coast Conference is always a good. I like watching games out there. I like watching St. Mary's. St. Mary's is always a good team. I mean, Gonzaga's always good, but St. Mary's is that team and Santa Clara is another team too in San Diego. Of course, that San Diego who produced Kawhi Leonard. For people that didn't know that. So, but yeah. So, which conference you want to start off with here?
I'd say the American Athletic Conference, the AAC.
Okay. So Wichita State's.
Yeah.
They just made that move, right?
Yeah, this is their first year in it. So if they weren't in it, I'd say UConn all the way. Just as UConn. But with that and what is it? They got Houston in there, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah, Cincinnati, Houston.
Temple's an upset team on the. They were good. I still think they could be a sleeper in the conference.
Man, Wichita State. Greg Marshall's a good coach. Good coach. He has said that he will stay at Wichita State until the Kentucky job opens. That's his dream job, is the Kentucky job. And I believe that Greg Marshall could fill the role of John Calipari. I really do, because he gets players. I mean, Kentucky sells itself. John Calipari helps, but Kentucky sells itself. But Wichita State. It's hard to go against Greg Marshall. UConn's going to be good no matter what. It's UConn. Cincinnati's going to be good. They always have a good squad up in Cincinnati. I know they brought back a couple people. I think they got a couple of upperclassmen. SMU is another team to watch out for too. They're a team that usually finds a way and they just sneak up there, even in the top 25. But Wichita State, for sure.
It's definitely Wichita. And I think the thing I like about Wichita is, I mean, we can discuss this. If you look at Wichita's roster, it's upperclassmen.
Yes, whereas it's always upperclassmen.
And so teams like them, Gonzaga, they always make these big runs with these upper class teams, and March Madness always seems to bring into a debate: is one and done really a key to success?
Right.
Which, I mean, we can discuss on this at the end. But I really like that they kept some upperclassmen in their starting line, and they got really good players.
Because Shaquille Morris is a good player. To be an undersized center is a very good player. I mean, they pretty much kept everybody, and their lineup they got a tall lineup. I mean, they got a couple 6-footers, but other than that, 6'1", 6'8", 6'9", 6'8", 6 foot, 7 foot, 6'9", 6'10", 6'3", 6'5", 6'4", 6 foot, 6'6", 6 foot, 6'3", 6 foot, or 6'6", 6'7". That's that's a lot of tall people playing. I mean, that's a tall ball team right there. It's a good team. It's a lengthy team.
They're definitely one of those teams that they can play at the rim. They don't have to shoot the three.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I think the next one's the Big East, which is basically Villanova, and that's it.
We know you have to talk about that because
it's Villanova's to lose if they.
Well, it's Villanova and Xavier, and Butler. You can't count them two schools out. But Villanova. I like Xavier to maybe sneak up an upset, but Villanova has always got a great team, so Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
can move
mean,
on to that.
only other thing is, I guess, I like Providence being that it's up near Boston, so I keep a
Yeah,
look at Providence. And Seton Hall surprised me last year with how good they were,
I mean, and Butler's in it. I mean,
and then
Butler's in
Butler.
it too. Yeah. So I mean,
So
there's always surprises, but Xavier I always keep an eye out on because
yeah,
Xavier's always that team. They're actually in the top 25, so
yeah. I think the
that's
one
a
thing that
team to watch out for.
really surprised me is I think this is Sports Illustrated. I got my research from. They have them projected to finish last. That's Georgetown to finish last in the conference. So, that
Mm,
surprised me. I don't
I
know
don't
about that,
know.
but
Yeah, I
Georgetown
don't know either.
it's Villanova's to lose. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, it is.
So, especially Villanova, they lost Archidiakono, I think 2 years ago. So but their roster is basically the same as last year. So it's
Yeah, just
Villanova and that's it. So not much to really talk about.
no, not with Villanova basketball.
Um,
Very good.
so the next one, I guess we can go to the Big Ten.
Mm.
Um, which I don't really. I
Let's
mean,
see the Big Ten.
I
Indiana's
mean,
going to be bad. Indiana got beat by Indiana State last night.
yeah,
Michigan State, don't count them out. Michigan State and Tom Izzo, that's a team that you can't, you just can't sleep on them. That's probably who's going to win it. It's probably Michigan
yeah.
State. We'll find out on Tuesday. They got a real test on playing Duke 1 versus 2. Um,
It's
Other than that, I
me
mean,
good.
Northwestern sneaks up in there
It's
too. Maryland.
Tuesday's like the ACC Big Ten, like where all ACC teams play Big Ten teams, right?
This coming up Tuesday.
Yeah,
No, it's a classic. It's a Champions Classic.
it's the Champions Classic. Okay,
Yeah, uh, Michigan State and
so
Duke
that's just another scheduled
at
game.
7. Yeah, it's an actual scheduled game, but and then we play Kansas. It's a 4 and 5 matchup. Kansas
Okay,
and Kentucky at 9:30. 40-10, the Auburn score. Just to give you a heads up.
okay. Clemson just scored, so I'm kind of
Clemson will be
calm
fine.
now.
I think Alabama still
Yeah,
loses tonight, so we'll just stick with that. But yeah, like I said, Michigan State. I got to go Michigan State here on that.
I'm gonna go Michigan State, but I'll say watch out for the Badgers. They're always a threat, and maybe Purdue. Just looking at
Yeah, but see, what gives Michigan State a little bit of an edge is they got Miles Bridges back, and that's
yeah,
huge. Because
yeah.
Miles Bridges is going to be nasty this year.
Um, okay, so Arizona's too, right?
I think
Or
so.
yeah. So is it their is the Pac-12 their conference to lose? Is that the way we're looking at the Pac-12?
It's
Or
Oregon's.
it's Oregon? You think
I
it's
think it's going to be Oregon's to lose. Or Oregon. I mean, don't. It's going to be between Arizona and Oregon.
okay?
UCLA's bad.
Absolutely. I
Uh,
think with the negative press I got over the weekend last week, just
yeah.
um,
It's Arizona and Oregon. I feel like it's more of Oregon's to lose because Oregon, I feel like, has a better roster.
okay.
Um, Arizona has a good roster. Don't get me wrong, but just the way Oregon plays, man. Oregon plays tough every year.
Yeah. Um, and I would almost always seem to forget Oregon's good at basketball. Like
Yeah,
to me they're always like football, soccer they're okay at, but you forget they're good at basketball. Then basketball season comes, it's tournament time, and they're
and
like a
yeah,
3 seed. Like
you
how?
don't hear nothing about them, and then here all of a sudden they just start dominating.
Yeah,
But Oregon, yeah, I think it's Oregon and Arizona's conference. Washington can sneak up in there. I know they got a good recruiting class this year. I think USC did get a decent recruiting class as well. So um, it, it's probably going to be a 14 conference. the Pac-12 will be.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It's them 4 schools.
Yeah. So I guess we can get to the actual conference we can debate about. We'll start with the Big 12. Kansas looking for their 14th straight conference title. Is it Kansas, and that's final? Is that what it's going to be, or is there a team you think can challenge them?
If West Virginia wouldn't have got beat last night, I'd probably say West Virginia.
I was thinking the same thing. I was looking here. I was like, West Virginia's going to win it, and they go out and get destroyed by like 30.
It's always Kansas.
Yeah.
That's a Kansas conference. It's theirs to lose if they lose it. That's the way I've always looked at the Big 12. It's a Kansas. It's Kansas to lose. Like, you got to beat Kansas. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's one game against Texas A&M, which we'll get into the SEC in a minute. But yeah, it's either going to be West Virginia or Kansas. Maybe Oklahoma.
Does Baylor shock the world, or
Baylor could? I mean, Baylor really could. I mean, I'm trying to go down the roster here, and yeah, they could, because they got all returning people back. So yeah, they could. I mean, but Baylor is known to not do good going down the stretch in the Big 12 conference. So when they need to win it, but like I said, it's Kansas to lose. It always has and always will be.
All right.
I was just
so. I guess we'll get to the two power conferences, the two conferences that were basically rule the. I think football and basketball are always ACC, SEC. The way we look at it now.
Yeah.
So I guess
we're in ACC.
Yeah, we start with the ACC.
Okay.
Is it Duke's? Duke, I think their entire roster is freshmen. So, yeah, Duke literally.
With the addition of Grayson Allen.
Yeah, Grayson Allen and Marcus Bolden.
Yeah.
Which is a sophomore. Everyone else is freshman. So Duke in the last couple of years, I mean, with outside of the championship team with Tyus Jones and the dude on the 76ers, Okafor. They've kind of struggled in the ACC play. So
talking about Duke,
yeah. Is it their conference or
UNC's? I mean, UNC's got they got Joe Barry. Joe Barry is a key part. I know he broke his hand playing a video game, but and there's the guy Luke May that hit the shot against Kentucky, but
yeah,
I thought he was a senior, but it's okay. Don't sleep on Miami.
I was looking at Miami, and I was looking at Notre Dame. I was looking at
don't sleep on NC State either.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's another one. We play Virginia Tech later this year, actually, in Rupp Arena. So don't sleep on Miami. A lot of people want to sleep on them, and I'm just like, don't sleep on the Miami team. Even the NC State team. Georgia Tech some years, but I feel like Miami. I think Miami brought a lot of their talent back, or a lot of their kids back. Looking through here, I know they got a good freshman class.
See Miami. They only got one. They got one senior, one junior.
We'll see.
ACC is going to be challenging.
Yeah, it is. It's always a challenging conference. I mean, like I said, Miami knows how to play good basketball, and they turn it on at the right time. Louisville's going to be bad.
Yeah,
really bad. You can't sleep on Syracuse either. Syracuse is another team you can't sleep on.
Didn't they make like the Final Four last year?
No. Syracuse team you sleep on, but it's either Duke or Carolinas.
Yeah. And just got to throw this in there. Clemson, watch out for that. If they make the tournament, that's all I care about. They're not going to win the ACC, but
Well, I mean, you got to look at what's Clemson's roster look like. I mean,
they got 3
seniors,
juniors, 3 seniors, and 1 freshman. And they
talent. I mean, talent.
Mark Donald just transferred from Michigan. So he's our better player. Grantham is a senior. He had like 18 points yesterday. Granted, we played Western, but
I mean, everybody's got to play somebody.
yeah,
So
that's the biggest problem with Clemson is our non-conference games are always really weak.
who do y'all play
So
on the schedule? Well, let's see. I haven't looked at y'all schedule, but I'm looking. You play Ohio. Okay. Play Ohio State.
yeah,
Did I say you play Florida? You play Florida. You play South Carolina. Well, of course you play South Carolina. But and South Carolina's a team not to sleep on, which we'll get that in a minute. But Ohio State and Florida. I mean, hopefully you beat Florida. They're ranked number 8. Can't sleep on. That's what I'm saying.
I
I
mean,
don't
if
know.
we can,
Team surprise you, man. It's
yeah,
team surprise.
if we can beat some of these ranked teams, I think maybe we can surprise. But
It's been a while since Clemson's had a good basketball team.
yeah,
It's been a while.
so on to the SEC. Sports Illustrated has Michael Porter winning Player of the Year. Just throwing that out. Missouri's still going to suck.
I mean, probably will.
I mean, Missouri's still going to suck, but the biggest surprise to me is them having Alabama third in conference finish, projected wise.
Well, Alabama's got a good squad, though. They really do.
Yeah. So Kentucky struggled yesterday,
Right.
but I think once they get chemistry, it'll.
Well, here's the thing with the SEC, and I want to jump into it real quick. I mean, of course, I follow the SEC a lot, but here we go. So Kentucky struggled. We got the youngest team in college basketball. And what do you expect from the youngest team in college basketball to do playing against a Utah Valley team? Okay, yeah, granted that a normal team would, with a bunch of veterans and stuff like that would beat them really, really bad. But Utah Valley made the NCAA tournament last year. They beat, who did they say they beat last year? The whoever had the third winningest home court they beat last year. They beat a couple teams last year. They beat BYU and somebody else. And whoever had the third longest winning streak at home, they beat them last year. But Kentucky is a young team. Everybody's like, oh, it's Kentucky's, conference. And it is. It's a Kentucky conference. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I look down at like teams like Georgia. They got Maton, who's been there for 20 years, man. I mean, great player. Love watching him play. But they got Maton. I think they brought a guard back. I thought they brought one of the guards back. They did that Harrison kid, but I don't think he played. It was a Crump. Yeah, it was Crump. Crump was pretty good last year. He did really good. And then Jordan Harris, I remember him playing last year as well. But Texas A&M, good team. They got a lot of people back. South Carolina's always good.
That's my sleeper team is in the conference.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
You can't count South Carolina out.
That run they had in the tournament last year was
special. I mean, but South Carolina's always a sleeper, is a dark horse. Texas A&M is going to be good. South Carolina is going to be good. Missouri is going to be good. I mean, you might not think they are, but Missouri is going to be good. Mississippi State will be good. Georgia will be good. Florida is going to be good. Auburn is going to be good. Alabama is going to be good. This is going to be a powerhouse basketball conference, and that's what I like about the SEC.
Yeah.
The SEC, needs to be powerful in basketball, and this is a great year for this to be a powerful basketball conference, especially with the kids that we've got. This is going to help the guys that we got. I mean, of course, we play Kansas Tuesday, which I'm very very excited about because I don't want to watch them play Vermont and Utah Valley and all
Yeah.
this. I want them to play competition to even if they lose, it's early in the season. Kentucky fans will tell you, um, of course, I grew up around it all my life. So it's only thing that matters is March. That's always been the
Yeah.
motto in Kentucky. People don't care if you lose 10 games. If you bring home a national title, that's all that cares, but realistically, this team could bring home a title this year. They really can. The talent's there. This is better than the Anthony Davis class, and that's going a long way. That's going a long way because that Anthony Davis class was something special. That was a special class. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, it's up in the air. I can't say it's Kentucky's because I really can't. I mean, it's theirs to lose, but it's wide open. Anybody can win this division,
Yeah.
the conference. I think. That's my opinion. I mean, everybody from Tennessee to Ole Miss, whoever's bad in the conference, everybody has a chance to
Yeah.
win it this year.
My team. I mean, I like Kentucky, but I'm a really I'm traditionalist when it comes to basketball. I like the older squads, so that's why I picked Florida to win it.
Yeah,
Um, but Kentucky's Kentucky. I
yeah.
like Calipari, so
I mean, Kentucky. Yeah, it's Kentucky, and it's people don't like that one and done rule. I guess that's probably what you want to talk about, and we can get into that. And
yeah.
the one and done. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask: is the one and done bad for college basketball? Should they regulate it more? Because I know women's basketball you have to play off 4 years. I know in football it's what 3 years.
3 years.
Um, is one and done? Do you think one and done's bad for college basketball?
No. There's two sides to it. I mean, people can say yes, and some people say no. People can say that you've got, let's see, if you make the rule 18 or whatever back going out of high school,
Yeah.
um, it's going to hurt kids again. Kwame
Yeah.
Brown or something like that. You don't want that to happen ever again.
Yeah. Not everyone's LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, the only kid that I could see if could benefit right now going straight from high school to them is Zion.
Yeah.
That's the only kid.
He has NBA size, so
Yeah, he has NBA size, NBA talent, NBA. He benefits. These kids benefit from a year in college. I think it needs to be 2 years. That's my thing. I think it's a 2 year. You stay to your sophomore year, and then you get to debate. Hey, do I want to stay, leave? Kind of like football. Do I want to stay for my senior year or go on to the draft? So I think it needs to be that way. I think it needs to be 2 years and done. One and done's, I can't say nothing about it. I like it. We get to see talent that comes through each and every year. That's big name stars, especially Kentucky. So I mean, I like it. I mean, Kentucky fans bitch about it all the time, and they're like, "Oh well, I'm tired of this." And hey, it's a rule. Sorry, enjoy it and go on. But at the end of the day, I know it's brought us one national title, but it could show that a team can win with one and dones. With all one and dones, now I can't say Hamidou Diallo is all one and done because Hamidou Diallo was there last year.
Yeah.
So he's technically a sophomore. So that's what I'm saying. So, he pretty much came back for his sophomore year and was like, hey, I'm going to come back because he's already enrolled in school. So he's technically in school, sophomore. He's not a freshman, but playing right now as a freshman because that's his eligibility. But like I said, I mean, it's good. I like how now they can test the waters again and then decide if they want to come back. I like that. And you see a lot more kids doing that. You really do. And you see some kids that don't benefit from it at all. Like an Andrew Harrison and Aaron Harrison and Dakari Johnson. I can go on with Kentucky players all day that's not done good. And, where they at now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's up to the NBA and all that. I know the NBA wants to change it to 2 to 3, so uh, that needs to happen soon. I think.
Yeah.
Because baseball, you got to stay
And
for it.
I'm not against one and dones. I think my biggest problem is I just feel it ruins team chemistry. That's the only thing I'm against with is
My sorry.
the only thing I'm really against is there is no team chemistry. I'm glad they forced high schoolers to go at least 1 year in college. But I'm like I said, I'm a traditionalist. I like long. I like teams that stay together to win championships.
Right. It's a dynasty. You want to build a dynasty.
Yeah. But I think that the way college basketball is going, one and dones are the way of the. I think 2 years makes more sense.
A lot
But
of kids can develop in 2 years.
yeah, I think 2 years makes more sense.
Well, you look at it like this. Okay, so you say you get a kid like, for instance, I'm trying to think of somebody that actually left as a freshman. I'm looking back on this poster back here. Trey Lyles, for instance. Trey Lyles plays in Utah for the Utah Jazz. Okay, say you put that 2 years rule. Okay, I mean, Kentucky still have a dope team. I mean, we still have Carl Towns and
Yeah.
I mean, we would have won it, but you think about that, and then you would have Carl Towns. He'd been gone anyways, after the second year, gone.
Yeah.
And then, but you get these players that's like, okay, well, I see these players are going. I might need another year to develop in college. So I think that's why 2 years. I think it gives a kid 2 years to be prepared. It gives time for NBA players to dwindle out. That's why we got a G League now, a whole G League. So it's because it's overrun, it's overfilled. I think you need to let these guys retire. But I mean, it's basketball; it's a business, and if you're not good, you're going to go to the G League. And I think that's what they should do. I mean, they should have a minor league anyways for these guys that instead of going overseas. A lot of them do like overseas, but a lot of them are successful. Jimmer Fredette is killing it in China.
I know Kyle Singler made it overseas and Detroit signed him. So I think they should do like baseball does. If you're not, they should have like a developmental system, like a AAA, AA. Because there is a lot of NBA talent that doesn't get drafted. That
it's a shame to see. It's a shame that you don't see these kids that get drafted and they get drafted and maybe play a couple years in the NBA and then they're gone somewhere. I don't know, man. Kentucky, and I'll put it to you like this: Kentucky's the school, and you look back on the history of the coaches. Not starting with Tubby Smith, but you look at Billy Gillispie, and then you look at Calipari. Well, I guess you can't say Tubby, Gillispie, Calipari. Tubby Smith in the beginning was recruiting back in the early 2000s and stuff, was killing recruiting. I mean, we had a buku's of talent that came through Kentucky. And then you got Billy Gillispie and then Calipari. Billy Gillispie brought nobody. Calipari brought everybody.
Yeah.
Calipari, you look on almost NBA roster here soon. Kentucky's gonna have a player on every single NBA roster, and it's gonna be ridiculous. I mean, they're already the first school to have 1 and 2 back to back, Anthony Davis and Michael K. Gilchrist. And I don't blame a kid to go on Kentucky, Duke, or Kansas or UNC. If you want to get to the NBA, I feel like this. I'll put it to you like this: if you want to get to the NBA the fastest way, there's 2 schools in my book: Duke, Kentucky.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, absolutely, no order. I might have put, and I'm wearing a Kentucky beanie, and I'm a Kentucky fan. And I know a lot of Kentucky fans hate Duke. I don't really hate Duke. I mean, there's a hatred there for Duke, but not like a.
I think it's more of a rivalry than a hatred.
It's a rivalry. It's like this. It's like When you see them on your schedule, you're like, oh, I want to beat them so bad. I want to beat
Yeah.
them. I don't
Um,
hate them. I want to beat them so bad. I want them. Ooh, I hate ooh, because
I still,
when you lose, you're like, I hate that.
yeah. And I think a
It's.
lot of people are still hurt over Christian Leitner, but
I mean, to me, I was a kid when that happened,
yeah,
so I still see that shot. To me, the shot that really hits home for me is Christian Wofford, the Indiana shot. We went undefeated that year and won the title.
yeah,
We never lost again. I mean, I think we did lose one more, and that was just some bullshit
yeah,
because we could afford it because we was already guaranteed the number one overall seed. We was the best team in NCAA basketball that year. Anyways, we had the best player in college basketball. Like when you have Anthony Davis just blocking shots right and left, good luck. But so I don't know. Like I said, the one and done till they change it, it's going to be abused. So, and I'm not against it at all. I'm not against
yeah,
it at all. I like it, so
yeah.
it's fine.
I mean, I think it's the way the college basketball was sort of going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like you look at it, Calipari sort of mastered it, and so Coach K was like, "Hey, if we want to continue getting good recruits, we gotta send them through."
Yep.
I think it's also important to look at. A lot of players don't go to college to learn; they just want to fulfill their 1 year and go to
Yep.
the NBA. So,
Fake classes there, UNC.
yeah,
At least we make our guys go to class.
that's the one thing I like. I forgot what program it was, but or what TV show I was watching, but Kentucky, their athletic people, they're kind of actually frustrated with the one and done because they form relationship with students that they can't actually see graduate, but they they at least make them go to class and they don't learn
They
fake.
come to class, and I mean, half of them will come back.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis has came back. Michael Kidd Gilchrist has came back. They've all got their degrees.
yeah,
And I look at like this Patrick Patterson. You look at he's in the NBA right now. Signed a big deal with Oklahoma City Thunder, and I'll pull for Oklahoma City Thunder as a fan. I'll follow that dude anywhere, but unless he plays for the Cavs, but I wouldn't pull for him to play for the Cavs. But Patrick Patterson stayed 3 years, got a degree in 3 years, and was a 5-star recruit. He was projected to go when he got recruited that day we signed. I got on NBA mockdrafts.net or whatever. He was projected to go number 3 in the draft. Stayed 3 years. He still wasn't a lottery. He's still a lottery pick. He got picked by who did he get picked by? I don't even remember now. I think it was Rockets. Rockets.
yeah. Patrick Patterson, I think it was the Rockets.
They went to Toronto, and then now he's with Oklahoma City. So I don't know. I feel like. Go ahead.
I think there's success stories with one and done, like Kyrie. Kyrie's a success one and done. He only played 13 games in college because he broke his foot or something in the.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis. But then you also got players like, trying to think of some failed, like wasn't Anthony Bennett like a one and done, or yeah,
something like that.
The worst number 1 pick ever taken.
Yeah. Who else is one and done? That's been bad. Been drafted.
Was Greg Golden the one and done, or did he stay off 4 years?
He was a one and done.
Yeah. Well,
should have been Michael Beasley.
But everyone, again, there's like Grayson Allen. I'm kind of think he is glad because he's still, as long as he's played at Duke and as good as he is, he's still projected second round. Which tells you how deep the NBA draft is going to be this year.
Yeah, the next 2 years.
I mean, it's a topic everyone likes it about. I don't hate it, but I'm not for it. So, as long as it's
a
there,
it's thing.
Yeah, as long as it's there, it's going to happen. I can't really. And again, I'm not There's people are like, oh, I hate when they go to Kentucky or Duke or UNC or Kansas. I'm like, no, I don't hate that. Like, they're doing what's best for them. Basketball is a business on both sides.
But you look at it now, they're starting to spread out more now.
Yeah, like teams like Villanova. I know Wake Forest got one of the top 20 players. So it's not those four schools anymore. Everyone's learning to.
Like, who goes to Alabama to play basketball?
Apparently, Colin Sexton thought it would be a good idea.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Who goes to Alabama to play basketball?
Yeah.
Who goes to Auburn to play basketball? I mean, well, Auburn is a good basketball school, anyways. But
yeah,
who goes to look at Ben Simmons went to LSU.
LSU, yeah. Like he was like number 1, number 2 last year in the recruiting. I think it was number 2 because everyone's like, oh, Duke's got the number 1 guy in the last 3 years, and it only happened that way because Bagley, he was able to reclassify.
Well, I mean, Ben Simmons has been in the NBA for this is his second year technically, but
yeah,
it's pretty much his rookie year. But like I said, I mean, I don't know. With Ben Simmons, he was good at LSU. He really was. He was good. You can't take nothing away from the kid.
I mean, LSU as a team, he had nothing around him, so of course they're going to lose games.
Yep.
But
my fiance here. I think my fiance is here. Yes, sir. She is.
I don't know. Just this season's gonna be really interesting. ACC, SEC are definitely ones to look into. The other conferences we kind of talked about, it's this team's to lose, and then so
it's anybody's. But I gotta go. I gotta get off here.
All right. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching. It's been a pretty interesting topic. College basketball seasons. As it starts picking up, we'll continue to give more updates. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go watch that Alabama game. Go watch that Notre Dame game. We're gonna have a new number 1 team at the end of the day, hopefully, or at the end of the week. Hopefully, it's Clemson if things go right. So go Canes. Go Mississippi State. But yeah. Thank y'all again for watching. I'm Randall Beatley here with Outlaw Sports Network. This is Unhinged. Tune in next time.